Hello and welcome again to another episode of Hosanna. It is so exciting to study God's Word, and particularly the prophetic chapters. The Old Testament has poetic books, has historic books, and has prophetic books. And this is where we are at today. We are in the center of biblical prophecy, in the prophetic book of Daniel, the latter half of it, chapters 6 to 12 in most NIV Bibles and 6 to 14 in the Orthodox Bibles, as we will talk about in future episodes. In chapter 7, Daniel is really amazed by this fantastic vision of the worlds to come, of the powers and empires that will rule over the nations. And we hear of the Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, and finally the Roman Empire, out of which 10 horns come up, and then an 11th horn starts small and gets bigger and is a symbol of the Antichrist. Last episode we read that there will be war between the Antichrist and the people of God, the saints of the Most High. And yes, they will be defeated. The Antichrist will appear as if he has won up until the time of judgment, when the Most High, the Ancient of Days, pronounces judgment against the Antichrist, and the saints of the Most High will be revived, and they will rule the kingdom. They will possess it, that is the kingdom of heaven, forever and ever. This explanation, my beloved, is given to us by Daniel, not his own words, but words of an angel whom he found and asked to get understanding. Verse 23 of chapter 7 goes on to say, "He gave me this explanation," that is the angel. The fourth beast is a fourth kingdom, and that we have spoken about, that will appear on earth. It's interesting to see that kingdoms in the eyes of heaven are like beasts. Beasts. Any earthly kingdom is like a beast, is like an animal. That's how God sees beasts. That's how God sees the kingdoms of the world. The fourth beast is a fourth kingdom that will appear on earth. And the angel goes on to say that it will be different from the other kingdoms, as we read in Revelation 17 verse 3. And it will devour the whole earth, that's the Roman Empire, trampling it down and crushing it. The angel goes on to say in verse 24 that the 10 horns are 10 kings, as we had said before, who will come out from this kingdom. And start to pay attention here when he says, after them, after these 10 kings, another king will arise. Now that is the small horn. That is the synonym of the Antichrist. Starts as a small horn that's boastful and full of eyes, full of pride. After them, another king will arise, different from the earlier ones. He will be different. He will be a strong politician. He will have a lot of charisma. He will have this magnetism around him that he will attract the attention of the whole world. Another king will arise, different from the earth's king, somebody like they've never seen before. And he will subdue the 3 kings. So he will uproot those 3 kings and subdue them under him. And that's why keep eye on what's happening, and that prophecy will be fulfilled. Verse 25, look at this Antichrist, look at this small horn, look at this 11th king and how he will be. This is how heaven, this is how the angelic beings are describing the Antichrist to people of the earth, to the saints of the Most High. Look, he will speak against the Most High. He will speak against the Most High. He will be saying words of blasphemy against the Messiah, the Christ. Does that sound familiar to you? And he will oppress his saints. Oppress his saints. Be at war with them. Destroy their temples, their churches. Kill them at times of worship. Slaughter them in the streets. Hang them on crosses. He will speak against the Most High. That's the Antichrist. He will oppress his saints. And he will try to change the set times and the law. He will try to change the set times and the law. What does that mean? That's very interesting. That the anti-saint will try to say things like, the week is made of 7 days. Why don't we change that to be 10 days? Marriage is between a man and a woman. No, it can be between a man and a man and a woman and a woman. Let's not call the Christmas holiday a Christmas holiday. It should be called Seasons Holiday. And things like that. Cloning could be another aspect of this Antichrist. He will change the set times and the laws. He will change the laws. Don't you see that laws are being changed all around us? Laws not in favor of Christ and his kingdom, but against his kingdom. The saints will be handed over to him. People are going to betray people and give them in and hand them over to this king, the Antichrist. Mark these words, but this will happen for a time, times, and half a time. For a time, times, and half a time. In Bible language, in the Old Testament, a time means a year. One time means 1 year. So times means 2 years. Here we read a time, times, and half a time. That means this difficulty is going to last for 3.5 years. If you read with me Revelation 13 verses 5 to 7, we find that John speaks of exactly a similar time period. A period of 3.5 years, where the people, the saints of the Most High, are going to be persecuted. Yes, the time is coming, and the Antichrist will come, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, is going to happen. You see, my beloved, Satan is very jealous of Christ, very jealous of our God. He wants to do exactly what he is doing. What does that mean? Did you know that Christ's ministry was about 3.5 years? And here we read that Satan is going to persecute the saints of the Most High for 3.5 years. God came and became incarnate and lived on this earth as Christ. The same thing, Satan will be personalized into a human being, the Antichrist, and live on this earth. Jesus made so many miracles, wonderful things. John calls them signs. He would raise up the dead. He would heal the blind. He will let the deaf and the mute speak and listen. It is written in the book of Revelation that Satan will also do wonderful miracles that nobody will be able to fathom, that people are going to be dissuaded and they will worship him. All is for one reason. He wants to take as much souls with him into Hades. He knows that the end is coming. But be encouraged by Daniel's prophecy. where he says that the saints of the Most High will receive the kingdom and possess it forever. Until we meet next time, you ponder about that thought and live in victory and peace. Take care and be blessed.